If you're a self-starter that has always wanted to start and own your own business, be your own boss. Welcome to the Social 5 Development Group. If you're looking for a new monthly residual revenue stream, part-time or full-time, then the Social 5 Development Group has an amazing opportunity waiting for qualified entrepreneurs looking to capitalize on the rapidly growing sector of social and mobile media marketing. Everywhere you look, it's easy to see how today's digital marketplace has changed the way companies connect with current and future customers. But the challenge most businesses are realizing is that they don't have the time or expertise to be successful on their own. That's why businesses of all sizes are quickly shifting budgets and asking for help in transitioning from traditional marketing platforms that are outdated to new tools and strategies that can help their business be more progressive and competitive in the new digital frontier. That's where the Social 5 Development Group comes in. We provide business license opportunities that help you start your own company that packages and sells a variety of digital services to businesses of all sizes. We start by helping you establish your business by creating your own unique online presence. Once your new business foundation or digital footprint is in place, we go to work training you to sell social media and digital marketing services. Here's how it works. Once you sell a service, behind the scenes, the Social 5 team of professional writers, graphic artists, marketers, and tech experts do all the work for you and your clients. Here is what real Social 5 customers are saying about their social and mobile media marketing experience.
There's a lot of people in social media that are trying to manage social media and do that type of thing. When I met with Social 5, I chose them because I just felt like their products were a next level. Their professionalism, the quality of the products that they put out, the quality of content, and the overall, they're doing everything in social, not just bits and pieces.
So the content with Social 5 has been world class. I've had so many people come back to me and say, who's writing this stuff? This is amazing.
We became acquainted with Social 5 about 5 months ago, and as we heard their message on how they can provide resources to access social media, I was extremely impressed. Social 5 has resolved the problems that we have experienced on accessing social media. They resolved the cost, they resolved the messaging, they resolved the problem of keeping it fresh and active.
You can have a box of tools, but if that box of tools was created in 1955 to fix a 1955 car, how are you going to fix a car in 2015? So when someone says they already have a marketer, that's fine. That marketer better be up to speed, because Social 5, that's all they do. The marketer's diversified and has to figure out all these different things. Social 5 is the modern day tool that you put in that marketing toolbox.
The Social 5 Development Group is the workforce and extension of your new company. We work for you. The best part is, unlike a franchise model, you don't pay any royalty fees. For individuals that team up with us, they quickly build a solid business at a low startup cost that also includes ongoing support and personal attention. Other benefits our partners also love is that they can work from anywhere, and there are no defined sales territories. Plus, once they become a licensee, they all launch their businesses quickly. So, if you like helping others, enjoy networking, and are comfortable with sales, this could be the life-changing opportunity you've been looking for. We look forward to discussing more about this opportunity with you in person and can help you become a digital marketing expert, running your own company with a monthly revenue stream that can continue to grow.
I set up a LinkedIn page for our business. Would occasionally post, make a comment out there, and then I would send out an email to my associates and say, hey, check out this post I just shared on LinkedIn. And that was really the extent of our social media presence. We turned to Social 5 because I really did not have the time to continue to manage a LinkedIn account. I didn't have time to do the regular posting, the regular shares, and the information blasts and so on. And it was important to us as we were growing and as we got busier and busier, to have somebody take over that social media presence and management for us. I'm still very new and inexperienced with social media management, if you will, and my expertise is very limited in what to do and how to work it and how to manage it and what the potentials are. We needed a lot of hand-holding through that whole process. And it's good to have some experienced people that are here at Social 5 working with us. As I've monitored our Twitter page that Social 5 set up for us, we've grown from ground zero to, we've got 100 or so plus followers now, in just a few months that we've established with them. We've sent out a couple of email blasts, and after every email blast we get some kind of a reply, some kind of a response from somebody, asking for more information. So, in that regard, it's been working. So as we ventured down this path into social marketing and content marketing, I talked to some other people who were in that space and knew of another company that did really good work, and I talked to them, had conversations with them, and they were willing to do something for us for several $1,000s a month, and that was a little bit out of our range. Just getting started into that arena, we didn't want to make that kind of commitment. So we were looking for somebody that could help us as fledglings into the social content marketing, social media marketing, and so on. We talked to Social 5, and their price point was very, very reasonable and exactly what we could afford, and it was I think a great opportunity for us. In conjunction with our online presence that we've tried to expand with Social 5, we went through a process of rebranding our company, our logo, our look, our feel. We redesigned our website. We made it, I think, a little bit more contemporary and more stylish. And using Social 5 with the images that we were able to create on, that fall into our new design and new brand and everything, I think has been very powerful. So my company, Montera Captive Insurance Management, has been in existence now for 8 years. When it was first formed, the owners, they set up a very basic, very rudimentary website describing our services that we provide. But we really were not doing a good job in promoting ourselves and getting our name out there and getting recognition. Just essentially, if anybody wanted to research Montera, they could go to our website, but really they would have to come and find us. And we felt like in today's market, in today's world, we needed to create a more visible presence, just to make ourselves known, get our name out there. Online networking essentially is what we're trying to do here. If we would try to take on this whole social marketing endeavor ourselves, we're a relatively small company. We have fewer than 10 employees, and it would almost require one employee dedicated, full-time to take this on and manage this. We just don't have the resources for that. We don't have the time for that. We'd have to go out and hire somebody else to do all this for us. And so it's great to have a partner like Social 5 that makes it affordable to have somebody manage all of our social content, our social media content marketing.
Things have really changed the past 10 years or so. And newspaper circulation has gone down. People want information immediately, and we are competing with other entities that use technology. And we have found that we have had to increase our efficiency by using technology, which has helped us in a variety of ways, and that weaves right into social media. Therefore, an important vehicle for us to communicate with our constituents, with legislators, people that we work with, on educating them on who we are and who districts are and what they do, as well as the public. Social media is becoming a critical vehicle for us to utilize to be successful. This is a tremendous tool and vehicle for us to have social media. Citizens are using it. Whether they're teenagers or whether they are older people, they are using social media. To the degree that we can, through our association and individual districts, begin using this social media tool, we can begin to educate them, as well as legislators, which is a critical audience for us. We can educate them in a very positive, non-threatening, brief manner that doesn't take a lot of their time, and we can do that over a period of time and develop a positive message in their mind as to what we do and how we do it. We have not ventured in until now into the social media market. We just don't have the resources financially, and we don't have the personnel to do that type of thing, or to develop or purchase the expertise to have a presence in social media. And once you get there, how do you maintain it? We have struggled with our website on just making sure it's fresh and up to date. Social media, the demands there are much higher in that regard, to have something that's fresh. Don't overload the people with the message, keep it brief, and keep them coming. When you look at the cost of an FTE, and you try and find someone that can write professionally and communicate intelligently and clearly, yet be brief, and an employee that understands the interaction of social media, you're going to be paying a lot. If you look at an FTE with benefits and so forth, $50,000 a year is pretty low with someone with that level of expertise, and you times that by 2, that's a lot of money. With Social 5, we're looking at something under $4,000 a year, not a month. Yet we have the level of expertise, in fact, more expertise in each of those areas of writing, of managing social media, of making sure it works properly. We have more expertise in that area than we could buy for $50,000 to $100,000 a year. It's phenomenal. Social 5 has resolved the problems that we have experienced on accessing social media. They resolved the cost, they resolved the messaging, they resolved the problem of keeping it fresh and active. We received a call from Social 5, from their content team. They spent some time with us, 15-20 minutes, to try and determine what our messaging was, what messages we wanted to deliver, and the audience that we wanted to deliver the message to. Extremely helpful. After that, we also visited in that setting with their professional writers. Within a very short period of time, we began to see posts on Facebook and Twitter and blog posts and emails to our people, to the mailing list that we provided to them. And the feedback that we've received is extremely positive. One of the challenges we have, and it's our responsibility, is to have people follow us. We're actually working with Social 5 on assisting us in doing that and putting together some messaging that we'll be sending out shortly. So they'll be helping us in that regard to drive people to it, driving people, a variety of different audiences. The content that we've received at this point, the feedback has been very positive. We've had a number of our entities that we serve send me emails and just say thank you so much for representing the interests of districts in the state of Utah and for communicating in this fashion. But this is a phenomenal vehicle for each of our individual districts, over 400 in the state of Utah, to communicate with their citizens on a whole variety of levels. So now as we look at districts, the same principle applies. The most effective vehicle to quickly get information out to your people is over social media. That's what they will see right now. A quick, brief, informative tweet on what is happening and what they can do. Districts, for example, and government entities must notify the public of their public meetings and the things that they're doing. However, what we have seen over the past decade is a substantial decline in the readership of newspapers and other types of print media. As a result, we have statutes now that require that we notify the public of a variety of different things through printing quarter-page ads in the paper. But what we're finding is that the people aren't getting the message. We're seeing a shift to electronic media, to social media and other things. The ability to access our audience through social media is shifting in a big way. Print media is going away, and social media and electronic communications is going up substantially. If I had someone approach me and inquire about using Social 5, I would strongly encourage them to do so. If they want to be effective in communicating with their market, with their customers, with their clients, whoever it may be, they need to take a look at Social 5 because it will increase their effectiveness of communications, their professionalism. It will not be a substantial drain on their financial resources, but it will improve their effectiveness substantially.
I just didn't have time. I mean, business takes up a lot of my time. Just clients, taking care of clients, I just didn't have that extra time to devote to one more thing in my day. Doing social media was just another thing. I just never really got around to do it. It's something I like to do, but just never got it done. They just run with it. They have great content, they have great writers, they know about my industry, so it's somebody that's not just doesn't know about mortgages. They have a writer that knows my industry and devotes strictly to my clientele. And I can just devote my time to what makes me money and our business money, and that's my clients. Social 5 services I'm using, basically, they manage all of my social media, from LinkedIn to Twitter. They just basically do managing all of my services. I don't have to worry about it. They did everything. They just set out a laundry list of things I needed. I provided it, and they took it and ran with it. It was just wonderful. That they linked me up with a content writer that knows my industry. She pegs it just about every time in getting my name out there, getting my business and services out there, that in a way that I would have never ever thought about doing. Social 5 does great customer service. There's somebody that's always available. You send in an email or you call them on the phone, and they're there to help you, and they take the time needed to answer your questions. Using Social 5 University is really great in that they teach you the basics that you need to know, and they also allow you to go back to the university to learn what you may have missed in a given day. Right now we're trying to get me up and going with the Boost program so I can do the SEO and they can get me where I need to be on the web so that I'm top of the line and my clients get to see me first thing. Social 5 has been really great in developing contesting for us in our Facebook, LinkedIn. It really drives clients to our social media sites. You know, Social 5 is a one-stop all. You can get in and get out, and if you just want the basic part of Social 5, or if you want the whole package, Social 5 will help you integrate whatever you need into your business. Social 5 basically gives me an image. It puts me out there in areas that I would never have thought of before. Social 5 knows their business, they're the experts, and they have allowed me to become better out there in the social media arena. They're just a great team to work with.
My name's Troy Zettner with Mountain Star Payment Processing. I'm the CEO over there. My experience with social media in business is something that was very overwhelming. It wasn't a skill set that I had nor enjoyed. It was very lacking in my business, but we knew that it was something that was important, especially in our generation of business. I was referred from another business in a business group that had Social 5 in it, so one of their agents met with me at that time and showed us all their products. There's a lot of people in social media that are trying to manage social media and do that type of thing. When I met with Social 5, I chose them because I just felt like their products were a next level. Their professionalism, the quality of the products that they put out, the quality of content, and the overall, they're doing everything in social, not just bits and pieces. So with onboarding with Social 5, I had a tremendous experience. I felt like they were very fast. I thought they were very efficient. I thought their fees for getting set up were extremely reasonable. They assigned a person that kind of walked me through the process, and I thought the people that I worked with in that were very attentive. And in the end, we had very professional products that I was a part of producing, but they took the heavy load and it turned out fantastic. The services I use with Social 5 are their social media management, which include LinkedIn, Twitter, obviously Facebook. They handle all of our content. We've also mined for specific verticals or professionals that are interesting or valuable for our industry, and we've mined those through LinkedIn and some others. We also have used their mobile website as well as their mobile business card on our cell phones and things like that. We're using the mobile versions of Social 5's tools just because it's so convenient. Everybody has a business card, everybody wants a business card, but I know for myself, we have business cards sitting all over in my office and in my truck, and there's only a select group that I actually get into my phone. And with the tools that Social 5's given, it's very easy. They just are able to just click save, and I know that I'm as part of their contacts. That's why I think that Social 5's mobile tools are very valuable. The content through Social 5 has been fantastic. They're very creative, they're very fun, they keep it interesting, and I think when we're hitting our customers or reaching our customers on a regular basis, I think those elements are very important. I think the writers have been very professional, and I really appreciate the fact that they still allow me to put in personal touch whenever I want, but they make that a lot easier. Through Social 5's tools, I have a tremendous social experience for our customers. In fact, I've actually used Facebook and social media more than our website. We've put much more attention into social media with Social 5's tools than in other online tools. And we feel like that has helped us to create a credibility with our customers and future customers. We feel like it's a huge part for us. And we look outstanding on Facebook and on Twitter, and we look extremely professional. Our content is fantastic, and we have grown exponentially through the followers that we have. For us to do social media ourselves, we feel like is a huge task to do it right. And the time commitment that it would take and the creativity to be able to find the articles that would be interesting on a regular basis, to find statistics on things that would be in our industry on a regular basis, it would be a full-time job for one person at least. So for us to be able to manage social media ourselves, we would have to be able to staff graphics, research and writing. There's so many elements that we're able to tap into professionals there at Social 5 that allow us to look better and more professional at a fraction of the cost. I don't think there's a way for a small business to do it to the same caliber that Social 5 can do it, and obviously to not keep it anywhere close to the cost that we're able to do it through leveraging the professionals there at Social 5. While working with Social 5 over the last several years, one of my favorite experiences is when they contacted me about getting to know my business better and putting together more of a custom approach in really marketing in social media. And we were able to have a sit down where they really got to know my business, and they were able to be able to pinpoint the different social tools that could help, as well as different verticals that I was interested in mining. And they were able to attach those two and be able to put a plan and a strategy together where we could go and communicate with the right people in the right verticals using the right social tools. And we were able to establish an affordable budget that allowed us to accomplish our goals in that. In the end, we have a footprint and a way to communicate with people that we care to communicate with that are exactly the clients that we want to be touching on a regular basis, and we do it in a much more professional manner. So while using Social 5's tools, we've been able to expand our footprint across the country. We have clients from Vermont clear to LA, and largely because of the influence that we've had in using social media. I always recommend Social 5 to all of our clients as well as friends and family. I feel like if you're in business, you need, in this time and age, you need a social presence. It's a way that a business owner can focus on what they do well in growing their business and allow Social 5's professionals to be able to do what they do well and help you grow your business. So I always recommend to all of our clients, all of our friends and family, to get signed up with Social 5. I feel like there's no reason to not use Social 5. Their commitment to your experience is outstanding. Their products are extremely professional, and they're always going to work with you through your entire experience to make sure that you're satisfied, happy, and that social media is working for you. I think they're a tremendous partner, and I've never regretted using Social 5. It's been a great return on our investment just because of the relationships that it's helped us expand into. I feel like it gives us a professional look and feel that the clients that we're working with can say Mountain Star is legit and they know what they're doing. And it's hard sometimes to put an exact equation together that this is our ROI on it, but how do you value your client experience, the communication with your clients on a regular basis, as well as the reputation that you leave in your industry. And I think managing that is more important than maybe counting dollars.
In my opinion, social media, the question you asked me is what do I think about social media, is the same question someone asked about television advertising in like 1951. It is the future. This is where we're going. It's going to have to be the cost of doing business in the future. People don't as much listen to the radio. They don't as much pay attention to commercials because you can fast forward through them, but everybody loves social media. So social media, the theory of social media, of implanting something in someone's head through social media is the future of advertising. How that applies to McNeil Engineering is when people go, what do structural engineers do? I have to go through a 30-second diatribe of what we do. In social media, I can send out a picture and maybe a 3-line blurb on Facebook or Twitter, and they get what I do. Before I met Jeremiah, before we hired Social 5, we were lost. It was like you know how to get somewhere, you know you need to be there, but you don't know the path. And so you're just searching your way through and fumbling your way through. You may eventually get there, but by that time the world may have passed you by. Social 5 is the train on the lightning rail to getting you where you need to be in social media. We were doing everything we could to put content out there, but we were, being engineers, we were not writers. Being engineers, we're not marketers. So we just did the best we could, and it wasn't adequate at all. Social 5 has our, what I call our electronic business card, and then they take care of all of our other social media needs, such as their Facebook posts, writing our Facebook posts, creating content for our Facebook, and more importantly, overall, keeping us relevant in the social media world. McNeil Engineering is about the only engineering company I know of that is relevant, that shows up on people's news feeds in this area, or maybe, who knows, maybe even the world, because of Social 5 putting out not just content, but meaningful content that people want to see and can comment on. The mobile business card and the mobile suite that Social 5 gives us eliminates the need for me to carry around a stack of business cards yay high. I know when I give someone my number through that mobile suite, they're not going to put it in their stack of business cards and forget about it. Because number one, I know who they are, they knew who I am, and they're going to have a reminder of who I am every month. In my opinion, how can you have a company that calls themselves a green company, that says that we care about the environment, when I'm handing out slips of paper to everybody, and everybody on my team's handing out slips of paper to everybody? We are truly caring about the environment by not wasting any natural resources, just giving you our phone number. So I've required everybody in my team to have the mobile suite, and everybody is thank you for that, because now, once again, we don't need to worry about business cards, entering them into Outlook, anything like that. At Social 5, the transition and the onboarding was very simple. I knew what I wanted to say, but it was very difficult for me to say it adequately because I'm an engineer. I don't know how to write like that. They were very attentive. They understood that what my end goal was. They understood what I needed. And so they took what I gave them and turned it into something that I know I couldn't have created myself. They took my vision and made it happen. Well, what I like about Social 5 and what they've done for us is that they'll find for me an article of structural engineering or civil engineering relevance. They'll basically attach to that the McNeil Engineering name such that we can comment on it, such that it creates the likes and the comments on Facebook, so to speak. It's not something that I have to do, and it's relevant, meaning people will want to read that article because McNeil Engineering, through Social 5, alerted them to this fact. One particular was self-healing concrete, autogeneous healing concrete. It's a big issue now, concrete that cracks but then heals. Well, I have an opinion about that, but I don't know how I'd explain to you or someone else. Social 5 was able to put it in a really nice, concise manner such that we can put it out there, and it actually got a lot of comments. In fact, one of the engineers at the LDS church called me up and was like, what about this? What do you think about this? And I would have never got a call from that guy had it not been for them. Now my name's in his head. So maybe if a project comes up or something, he knows who I am. They took the research time, they wrote something there that was very good, that had the McNeil Engineering name to it, that was basically we were able to use. Well, I can tell you this much. More people that I'm associated with have McNeil Engineering in their mind just because when I would go to a meeting or something like that and sit down at the table, you all nod heads and smile. Wait for the guy to present the meeting or whatever. I can tell you right now, since Social 5, I've sat down, someone says something about, I like that article that you put on Facebook the other day. I enjoyed the something. We get that interaction with our clients that we didn't have. Overall, it keeps me and my company fresh in their minds. This is the cost of doing business right now. If you don't get involved in social media right now, it's the guy that stays in the buggy whip factory hoping for someone to come and buy a buggy whip as cars are driving by. That's what it is. So you have to do it. Social 5 University is really good because we all want to learn what is this social media? What is this phenomenon that we now see going on? And what do we do with it? Now, you can black box it and hire someone like Social 5 to do it for you. But not only that, you can become active in it and learn how you can further participate. So you can have them help you out by doing their thing, and then you add on to that by doing your thing, therefore making your experience and your presence in social media even bigger. And so if you understand social media, you understand how it works, and then you can help them create content. Then you can create content yourself. And so that together as a team, you make yourself and your company more relevant. A lot of people in our company didn't participate in social media because they didn't understand it and they didn't understand the importance of it. Social 5 was able to come into our company and basically educate them as to what is social media and what we need to do as individuals to help the company. Since they came in, we've tripled, quadrupled, I don't know the exact numbers, our presence in social media through the number of likes we have because it's exponential, on Facebook in particular. Well, with Social 5, a lot of people want to be bottom line people, and they look at the total price and they say, well, boy, that's a lot of money to pay, but you know what? It's always a cost to benefit ratio. Social media is the cost of doing business right now. And if you think that that's too much, I want you just to track your time and how much time you're spending thinking about content, creating content, or the fact that you're just not doing it. So in that cost to benefit ratio, you have to look at how much time your marketing department or your marketer is wasting trying to come up with content, even for your website or your social media sites. And what Social 5 can do for you is a fraction of what is being wasted in man hours by your marketing department. One of the unintended consequences of hiring Social 5 is that our marketer has not just learned about social media, but he's benefited himself just in how to be a better marketer. Because we all go to school, and by the time you're out of school, some of the stuff that you've learned is a little antiquated or the new techniques come along. Social 5 and the Social 5 University has helped him become a better marketer because he's had a better understanding of how the world works and how social media works. You can have a box of tools, But if that box of tools was created in 1955 to fix a 1955 car, how are you going to fix a car in 2015? So when someone says they already have a marketer, that's fine. That marketer better be up to speed, because Social 5, that's all they do. The marketer's diversified and has to figure out all these different things. Social 5 is the modern day tool that you put in that marketing toolbox. What's really been fun working with Social 5 and putting McNeil Engineering out there is, one likes to have a cutting edge technology team. That's good for your clients. When you're putting out content and nobody else is, and people are seeing your content, you're seen as the cutting edge people. You're seen as the forefront of technology. And for an engineering company, that's extremely important. And so when you're in a meeting with colleagues and peers and they say, and people say, I saw that article that McNeil Engineering did, I saw that post that McNeil Engineering did, I always smile because I know the other guys want to know, oh, how do I do that? By co-branding, if you will, or by using Social 5, we've been able to put ourselves at the forefront of the social media, and that itself is a discussion that clients remember.
My name is Michael Drummond. I represent Unite Utah. We're a networking group and I'm one of the founders. So we are a business leader networking group. So we get business leaders around all of Utah to come together and collaborate and network. Our social media presence was really non-existent before we started with Social 5. I've known some of the guys from Social 5 for a while and really impressed with them, and I thought it seemed like a good fit for us. You know, our reason for actually using Social 5 was to increase our presence, to get people to someplace to come back to and on a regular basis. One of the things that we're doing right now with Social 5 is our Facebook, and it's been amazing what's happened there. We also have the blog and email capture and newsletter. You know, onboarding with Social 5 was easy, and it was really incredible. Their professionalism, the way they helped us walk through the process, I was just amazed. The content with Social 5 has been world class. I've had so many people come back to me and say, who's writing this stuff? This is amazing. As far as customer service goes, I've been able to reach out, and if there's ever anything, they just write on it and help me out, and it's just been, I've been so impressed with the way Social 5 interacts with us on a regular basis. The impact we're having is that we're experiencing lots of people come to our Facebook. They're commenting on it, they're liking it, and they're sending out to other people. And it's been an avenue for us to get our word out, and it's just been amazing. You know, our presence today compared to what was before, they're night and day. We're down on the map, and people are starting to see us, and it's really making an impact. If we were trying to do what we're getting from Social 5 in-house, it just wouldn't happen. We're not writers, we're not graphic designers, you know, that's just not who we are. And so it's really been invaluable, it really has. I would recommend Social 5 to anybody, and do. I've become a raving fan of Social 5. Just come to our Facebook page. You'll see the kind of content they have, it's amazing.
Intuiship's a company that resells transportation services. We go out and we negotiate contracts with different carriers like Federal Express, the USPS, and then we resell those services to small to medium-sized shippers. You know, I didn't have a whole lot of experience with social media until we got involved with Social 5, and they've kind of opened our eyes to the opportunity in the marketplace. Prior to working with Social 5, we had no presence in social media. We literally, our business model as far as reaching customers was just the old-fashioned way. We'd call them over the phone or walk through their doors. Social 5 has been a huge eye-opener for us as far as reaching the world through social media. The content that Social 5's helped us with has been great. Katie Drake has been assigned to work with our account. Katie, on a monthly basis, reaches out via email asking if there's something new coming up within the industry that she can help address, or if there's any particular message that we'd like to get out, whether it's around Christmas or Father's Day or Thanksgiving, where we want to hit our customers. She's been great in helping us with that. Social 5's been great as far as helping us cut back on the number of employees that we need because we're now able to reach a much broader market. I mean, we knew they existed, but we didn't know how to get to them. And so they've helped us develop content in order to reach a huge market that we previously had never reached out to. You know, if we tried to do this ourselves, I don't think we could do it. We don't have the expertise, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have anyone in our company that has the ability to do what Social 5's been able to help us accomplish. The folks that we've dealt with here in customer service, on a consistent basis, when we reach out to them, they're more than willing to help us in whatever way they can. We've worked with just a couple different folks here, but they've been great in dealing with issues that have popped up over the years. I know the leaders at Social 5 personally, and they're honest, they're trustworthy guys. When they tell you they're going to do something, they'll do it. If something falls through the cracks and you let them know about it, they take care of it. So they're people that we've always been able to trust. We would absolutely recommend Social 5 to our friends, not only because of the follow-through that they've shown us over the years, but because for people like ourselves that have never been involved in this environment, they have so much expertise that can really help develop your company and reach people that you've never been able to reach before.
I'm actually with two organizations. One is Salt Lake Metro, which is the largest and most established club basketball organization in the Intermountain West. We've been around for 22 years doing that. And then we also have a entity that's called Intermountain Hoops, where we do individual camps and development stuff for individual players that we've had around for about 11 years. Social media for the environment I am in, because it's youth-oriented. All of my players and that are high school-oriented players and age groups that I'm dealing with. And then I have, of course, my college players that are good. So my target market might be a little bit of parents, but mostly it's the high school age kids, which has a huge social media presence. And being old school like I am, I'm not quite sure that I know what I'm doing. So I use a professional organization like Social 5 in order to help me navigate through that system. Well, prior to Social 5, I knew I needed to establish a media presence, so I did a Facebook page and set that up. I set up a Twitter page for both organizations, and I was kind of muddling through that. But I recognized that I needed professional help and professional guidance as far as the way I run that stuff. Well, I think our social media presence has been enhanced by using Social 5. I have a writer that's assigned to my program that provides content. With the addition of Social 5 to navigating my social media needs, I have an assigned writer that then goes in and researches basketball items, such as drills or quotes or articles about different things like recruiting or scouting services or whatever. And they're able to then generate that content and put it out for me onto Twitter and onto Facebook, where I don't have any need to have to do that work, and I've got a professional that's actually doing the work for me. My writer with Social 5 has done a really good job of kind of portraying the image that we'd like to have, which is why we're using a social media organization. It frees me up from having to deal with it, to then go in and do research and do all that stuff. It's easy for me. I pay the bill, they do a great job, and it's very simple for me. I think Social 5's done a great job, and I would definitely recommend it. It just makes everything easy. They're professional with the way they do things, and it frees my time up to run my business and do the things that I'm good at.
The importance of social media for me and my company is to get our word out of who we are and get it out to as many people as we can. And when we found Social 5, they were the first people that actually made sense. I'm not sure I fully understand what social media is, but I know Social 5 does, and they're taking care of all of our media issues on our social programs right now. Prior to Social 5, our multimedia, or social media as you call it, was all ran in-house. We had a bunch of people that were working on our Facebook page. We'd sit around in our staff meetings on Mondays and try to figure out what the Twitter of the week ought to be, or the Twitter of the day. We knew we were out there, people were finding us, very few, but we also knew we were doing a poor job of it. We knew we needed to be there, but we just didn't know what we needed to do prior to that until we discovered Social 5. Getting started with social media was relatively easy. We have Candace give us a call to my team, and she explained what we were going to accomplish and asked what we wanted to accomplish. She got a feel for who we were and what we were looking for so she could write or get the correct writer to help write the articles and the tweets and everything that would pull our industry together as a whole. The content that Social 5 has been able to give us is probably 100 times stronger than anything we could do in-house. The writers are exceptional. The artistic pictures and things that they use for the graphics are integral with anybody looking for anybody in the petroleum industry. If you were just browsing a page and just came upon it, you would know that this page had something to do with retail marketing or wholesale marketing of fuels. We did do this in-house. We did it poorly, and we figured in order to do it correctly, we were going to have to hire at least one full-time employee and probably 1.5 full-time employees, because we probably needed somebody that understood all the social media on how to post it up, as well as a writer that could write, and we didn't feel we'd be able to find those in one individual. Our image for our social media with Social 5 has been absolutely light years ahead of where we were a year ago. We have a great web page, but when it came to Facebook pages, nobody really knew how to do the graphics, nobody really knew how to do content layout. And so as a result, coming to Social 5 and getting their expertise on getting that layout and experience and the different types of graphics and pictures that they could use was such an improvement of our image in the social realm that we have been able to gain followers by 3 times where we originally started. Our audience that we are trying to achieve on social media is the younger generations of the people that own the businesses we represent. Probably 90% of all of our businesses are family owned. They're now in the 2nd, 3rd, even 4th generations that they've been in the petroleum marketing business. And distributing that type of a product is to a whole different group of people. They're younger, they like to get all their information electronically now, and they're the ones that are using the Facebook and the Twitter and getting plugged in that way, rather than reading a weekly update or a quarterly magazine. To help us define that role or to reach those individuals, that was the only way we were going to be able to do so, and that's how we hope social media will help us grow and get the word out to that type of an audience that the Western petroleum marketers exist. As we manage our organization, the ROI that we looked at on our investments really from the expense standpoint, on being able to reduce expenses. But it's what we looked at is looking at hiring a person or a person and a half to come in and do this for us versus the packages that Social 5 offered us. When we first saw the packages that they offered, they were very, very reasonable. And we chose the Zen package because that covered the 4 areas that we thought were most important for our business. And the Zen package was reasonably priced. And when we looked at where we were spending our dollars to try to gain additional ROI, it was very simple. It was like half of a full-page color ad that we were putting in a magazine that we had no idea if it was getting any kind of return on it or not. We could easily put that into a 1-year item where we could have social media content all taken care of and handled by Social 5. And so it was really a no-brainer for us, looking at 1-page full-color ad or having 12 months of social media in 4 different areas. And so when we looked at that, the value was far superior to whatever else we could have done. When we were looking at social media, it became very apparent to us we had an entire back office that we could go and analyze how social media was going to impact our company, where it was coming from, and also will help us to be able to target in the future who we want to get our word out to. Recommending Social 5 is easy. I recommend it to everyone. We've referred several clients, several associate partners, and several sister associations to look at it. What I have to say is take a look and see what you're currently doing. If you're really not doing anything but you think you should, Social 5 is the way to go because they have a package that'll fit everybody's budget, even if you only have a couple $100s a month. The return on investment on that $200 that you're going to get on getting your name out in the social media programs will far exceed anything that you can do in any other type of advertising.